Legends of the Condor Heroes. The Gallants is based on chapters 34 through 40, adapted from Jin Yong's classic martial arts work, The Legend of the Condor Heroes. If you have never read the novel or watched the series, you will most likely have difficulty understanding the storyline, considering that the film has been condensed by top director Soe Hark to only 2 hours long. For that, this movie recap is here to help you understand and enjoy this film more clearly. In short, this film tells the story of a hero named Guo Jing, along with his life partner, Huang Rong. In the midst of their romantic love full of struggle, they also have to fight against the Mongolian army and defend their homeland. Let's get started.
而武功低的人未必就不能行侠仗义。各位长老，你们怎么来了？丐帮受到你说天下之大，有如何称霸？中原的武学博大精深，而高手中的高手，可以力挽狂澜，抵御千军万马。这场名剑你实无用过。
我记得天下英雄，谁比得上？
The story begins with a young man named Guo Jing, who was born in the land of Song. However, the Song dynasty had weakened due to the invasion of the Jin Empire. Together with his mother, Guo Jing fled to the Mongolian grasslands. There, they were welcomed with open arms by the Mongol people. At that time, Mongolia was a vast kingdom ruling over the northern regions, led by Genghis Khan, also known as the Great Khan for his brilliance in warfare. The Mongols were in the midst of a war against the Jin Empire. Although the Jin army was far greater in number, the Mongols' archery skills and tactical warfare allowed them to drive the enemy back. After the battle subsided, a young man was seen standing atop a hill. The Mongol soldiers shot arrows at him, but none of them struck their target. That young man was Guo Jing. Having grown up in Mongolia, he was fluent in the Mongolian language, and thus the soldiers spared him. At that time, he had one goal: to find his beloved Huang Rong, who had parted ways with him due to a misunderstanding. Guo Jing reminisced about the beautiful moments he had shared with Huang Rong. One day, with her wit, Huang Rong lit incense using a spear as a symbol of tribute to the victims of war. During a heavy downpour, lightning struck the spear, and Guo Jing shielded Huang Rong with his own body. She was touched by the care and protection Guo Jing had shown her. In addition to her intelligence, Huang Rong was also a skilled cook. Her signature dish was peach blossom wine chicken. Together, they continued their journey across the Central Plains, a region known for housing the five greats, the five most renowned martial artists. Huang Rong's father, known as Heretic East Huang Yaoshi, West Venom Ouyang Feng, Southern Emperor, also called Monk Sole, Light Reverend Yidong, Beggar North Hong Qigong, and Divine Apex Wang Chongyang. Guo Jing had 7 teachers. Unfortunately, their martial skills were not as exceptional as those of the five greats. As a result, Guo Jing's skill was rather ordinary. Nevertheless, Guo Jing deeply respected his masters. His masters warned him to stay away from Huang Rong because she was the daughter of Heretic East, who was known to be unruly and ruthless. Despite being hated by Guo Jing's teachers, Huang Rong did not hold a grudge and continued to care for him. Instead, she introduced Guo Jing to one of the five greats, Beggar North Hong Qigong. Under his guidance, Guo Jing began learning the 18 Dragon Subduing palms, a powerful martial art. In exchange, Huang Rong cooked delicious meals every day for the master, knowing that Beggar North had a particular weakness for good food. The master gave Guo Jing an important piece of advice. If there is no way back, use the ultimate move, the Dragon Quake, capable of penetrating even solid objects. Guo Jing trained diligently until he fully mastered it. As time passed, Guo Jing and Huang Rong grew even closer. They made a pact. If they were ever separated, Guo Jing would build a windmill, Huang Rong's favorite object, and leave carved signs on stones to show the path he had taken. But tragedy struck. Guo Jing found all his masters dead on the island where Huang Rong lived. He accused Huang Rong's father of the crime. In grief, Guo Jing knelt for 2 days in front of their graves. Huang Rong came bringing food and insisted that her father could not have done it. But Guo Jing did not believe her. In his anger, he left her and swore never to see her again. Sometime later, the truth came to light. Huang Rong's father was not the murderer. But it was already too late. Huang Rong had left the island. Guo Jing wandered, searching for her, leaving windmills and trees and direction markers carved in stone, hoping Huang Rong would recognize his signs. It turned out that Huang Rong was also searching for Guo Jing. However, she was being pursued by West Venom, who sought the rare martial arts manual known as the Novem Scripture, or the 9 Yin Manual, which contained the most powerful internal energy techniques in the martial world. Although Huang Rong didn't possess the physical book, she had memorized its contents. She was forcefully fitted with a death ring containing a venomous snake by the Mystic One, a subordinate of West Venom. Due to her cleverness, Huang Rong managed to turn them against each other and escaped into a river. Meanwhile, Guo Jing discovered that his Mongol friends had been poisoned by the Mystic One. He engaged in a fierce battle and succeeded in defeating him. The Mystic One released a cloud of deadly black smoke, but Guo Jing survived because his mastery of the internal energy techniques from the 9 Yin Manual of the Novem Scripture. The poison backfired and ended up killing the Mystic One. Guo Jing then saved the 4th son of the great Khan, named Tului. Guo Jing and Tului had been sworn brothers since childhood, which is why Tului called him Anda, the Mongolian term for foster brother. Tului invited Guo Jing to return to Mongolia, as his mother had long been yearning to see him again. His mother welcomed him with joy, as did the great Khan himself. Meanwhile, Huang Rong, having successfully escaped West Venom's pursuit, recalled the time when Guo Jing had taken her to be treated by Reverend Yideng. There, the 9 Yin techniques from the Novem Scripture were used to heal her. Now, Huang Rong was once again following Guo Jing's trail. She found a windmill he had made, along with carved stone markings that pointed out the path he had taken. But her journey was not without peril. She was once again chased by West Venom and his followers. Her shoulder was injured. But fortunately, a cavalry unit from the Mongol kingdom arrived just in time to rescue her. They were led by the youngest daughter of the great Khan, Hua Jun, who brought with her a white eagle and a beehive to fend off the enemies. Hua Jun took Huang Rong to her residence, where she tended to her wounds and removed the death ring from her neck. It was then that news arrived. Guo Jing had returned to Mongolia. As it turned out, Hua Jun also harbored feelings for Guo Jing and her father, Genghis Khan, even betrothed him to Guo Jing. Upon hearing news of her fiancé's arrival, Hua Jun hurried to meet Guo Jing to ease her longing after not seeing him for 2 years. Hua Jun and Guo Jing spent time together playing with a pair of white eagles they had raised since they were young. Guo Jing honestly told Hua Jun that his heart already belonged to a woman from the Central Plains. He expressed his gratitude for the kindness shown by the great Khan's family, but his love remained with Huang Rong. Disappointed, Hua Jun vented her emotions and planned to get rid of the woman Guo Jing loved, unaware that the woman she had just saved was in fact Huang Rong. West Venom grew increasingly wicked. He poisoned the river, killing the fish. In the midst of this crisis, Huang Rong, who had known that Hua Jun had been arranged to marry Guo Jing, decided to leave Mongolia. However, Hua Jun, still unaware that Huang Rong was the woman Guo Jing loved, insisted on keeping her hidden to protect her from West Venom's pursuit. Meanwhile, the Great Khan was impressed by Guo Jing's mastery of internal energy and held a grand gathering in the open field. During the assembly, Guo Jing demonstrated his strength through the 18 dragons subduing palms. From a distance, Guo Jing saw a veiled woman who seemed familiar, Huang Rong, who began to shed tears upon seeing him. This made Hua Jun start to suspect her true identity. Just then, the guards reported that several Mongol soldiers had been killed, and they realized that infiltrators from Jin were in their midst. The Great Khan immediately ordered the army to prepare for war. He also instructed Guo Jing to observe Mongol military strategies and begin learning how to lead troops. Huang Rong asked Hua Jun to inquire whether Guo Jing had brought a war strategy book from the Central Plains. Upon hearing this, Hua Jun's suspicions deepened, especially when Huang Rong accidentally called Guo Jing by the nickname Jingge. And when she asked Guo Jing about it, Hua Jun became even more puzzled as to how Huang Rong could have guessed that Guo Jing possessed this war strategy book. Shortly after, hundreds of members from the Beggar clan arrived in Mongolia, secretly summoned by Huang Rong to assist Guo Jing in studying military strategies. From afar, Huang Rong watched the secret meeting between Guo Jing and the Beggar clan. She chose not to reveal herself and instructed her subordinates to support Guo Jing discreetly. During that meeting, Guo Jing discovered a painting inscribed with a heartfelt message. "Though we are apart and you have wounded my soul, my heart remains pure." At last, Hua Jun realized the truth, that the woman she had once rescued was the very one Guo Jing loved. Enraged, she challenged Huang Rong to a duel. The battle was evenly matched until Huang Rong managed to stab and defeat her. Just then, West Venom appeared and took Hua Jun hostage. Huang Rong stepped forward, revealing the Novem Scripture, and threatened to burn it if Hua Jun was not released. Unknown to West Venom, the manuscript had been rewritten in random order by Huang Rong, hoping he would misinterpret its contents. After Hua Jun learned of Huang Rong's status, Huang Rong decided to leave the Mongol kingdom with the Beggar clan. Guo Jing, now often seen lost in thought, was clearly thinking about the woman he loved, still lost and not yet reunited with him. In the end, Guo Jing requested permission from the Great Khan to return to the Central Plains, stating that he needed to search for a missing friend. The situation grew increasingly critical as the Jin forces launched an assault from the south. The Great Khan immediately convened an emergency meeting with his sons and royal advisors. During the discussion, it was decided that the Mongol Empire would launch a direct attack on the capital of the Jin Empire. However, to get there, they would first have to conquer the territory of Song. Upon learning that the Great Khan planned to invade Jin through Song, Guo Jing rushed back to Mongolia to stop the plan. To his surprise, the Great Khan appointed Guo Jing himself to lead the invasion. But Guo Jing refused. Though he was raised in Mongolia, he could not bring himself to betray his homeland, Song, the land of his birth and his father's legacy. His refusal enraged the Great Khan, who immediately ordered the guards to behead Guo Jing. Tolui stepped in and pleaded for mercy. He reminded his father that Guo Jing was the adopted son of the kingdom and had saved countless lives, including his own. The Great Khan relented. He postponed the execution and declared that Guo Jing's fate would be decided after the war. However, Guo Jing and his mother were forbidden from leaving the kingdom. Guo Jing rushed to his ailing mother. Proud of her son for defending his homeland, she nevertheless did not want to be a burden. With a heavy heart, she plunged a knife into her chest. As Guo Jing tried to transfer his inner energy to save her, she stopped him and said, "To have a son like you, my heart is at peace." Hua Jun, overcome with guilt, burst into the room. She remembered the promise she made to protect Guo Jing and his mother. With fierce determination, she helped Guo Jing carry his mother's body across the Mongolian border, willingly risking her father's wrath. At the edge of the central plains, Hua Jun said her farewell. Guo Jing then buried his mother on a hilltop overlooking the land of song. The next day, Guo Jing walked through the city. He noticed that every restaurant was offering the same special dish: peach blossom wine chicken, Huang Rong's signature recipe. The shopkeepers told him that a woman had paid them to feature the dish on their menus. Guo Jing immediately realized it was a sign from Huang Rong. Rain poured down heavily. Guo Jing climbed a hill and stuck a spear in the ground, hoping Huang Rong would see it. To his surprise, across the hilltop, he saw another spear, struck by lightning. He knew then it was hers. At last, Guo Jing and Huang Rong were reunited. He apologized and vowed never to let her go again. The day of battle arrived. Guo Jing and Huang Rong pleaded with the commander to be allowed atop the defense tower of Zhangyang City. Even though the Song Kingdom had been conquered by the Jin, Guo Jing still chose to defend it, because he knew there were still many innocent people living there. From a distance, the Great Khan could be seen approaching with tens of thousands of troops. Each battalion was led by his brave and valiant sons, a stark contrast to the Song army, which was led by a coward. Suddenly, West Venom appeared. He unleashed the Novem Force, a technique from the Novem Scripture, which Huang Rong had deliberately rewritten in a scrambled order. Because the sequence was incorrect, the energy backfired and clouded his mind. He appeared insane, yet remained dangerously powerful. He tore through the Mongol ranks with brutal force. Realizing that West Venom's target was the Great Khan, Guo Jing didn't hesitate. He raced onto the battlefield, urging the Mongol soldiers to stand back. West Venom hurled dozens of bombs toward the Great Khan. However, Guo Jing arrived just in time and threw the bombs back, causing them to explode in the sky. The Great Khan was saved from the explosion. The battle between two wielders of the Novem Scripture began. Guo Jing held his ground against the relentless assault and finally spotted an opening. He leapt from above and unleashed the 18 dragon subduing palms, sending West Venom flying through the air. Amidst the chaos, Guo Jing saved two people who had fallen from a tower, only to be suddenly ambushed by West Venom. He also rushed to rescue Tolui, but unfortunately, Guo Jing became trapped under a building. The sons of the Great Khan arrived to assist, but West Venom's power was overwhelming. Seeing that Guo Jing could no longer move, West Venom arrogantly said, "From this day forward, I alone will master the Novem Scripture." Cornered and outmatched, Guo Jing recalled his master's words, "When there's no way back, use the final move." He launched the Dragon Quake, striking West Venom directly. Simultaneously, an arrow from the Great Khan pierced the villain. Severely wounded, West Venom still refused to surrender. Guo Jing followed up with the Dragon Swirl, another technique from the 18 dragon subduing palms. West Venom was finally defeated, but managed to escape in a critical state. As the Song forces prepared to exploit the chaos and strike the Mongols, Huang Rong intervened by taking their commander hostage, preventing further bloodshed. The Mongol nation began reorganizing their troop formations. The archers were swiftly prepared, weapons were drawn, and positions were fortified. Guo Jing and Huang Rong stood firmly between the two great powers. With arms outstretched, Guo Jing declared, "If you want to take the land of Song, you'll have to go through me first." The great Khan emerged from his ranks and demanded to know why Guo Jing had saved his life if he intended to stop him from invading Song. Guo Jing replied, "A true hero is not only a conqueror, but one who protects with compassion. I do not want to see the Mongol nation destroyed just because your sons will one day fight over the throne. Each of us has a responsibility to protect. Aren't all lives on this earth precious in the eyes of God?" The great Khan was moved by these words. He ordered a full retreat of his troops. The bloodshed had been averted. Tolui and his master approached Guo Jing to bid him farewell. In the end, Guo Jing and Huang Rong chose to settle in the Central Plains. As for Hua Jun, though her love remained unreturned, she loyally continued guarding the border, accompanied by her two white eagles. And thus concludes the tale of the Legend of the Condor Heroes, the Gallant 2025 edition. If this is your first time meeting this channel, don't forget to subscribe to get the next interesting movie content. See you.